97.3. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue.
Oh, flex. Buckle up and join the best. Let's see, relieve your stress. So yes, let the music soothe your soul and keep it going just to refresh. Buckle and enjoy the ride from 2 to 4:30. Mondays to Fridays, happening live. Where we gon' have a ball, you can text your guys. Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. Are you ready for the Traffic Avenue? Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. An applause for the Traffic Avenue.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, Traffic Avenue, oh yeah.
Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. Are you ready for the Traffic Avenue? Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. An applause for the Traffic Avenue.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, Traffic Avenue, oh yeah.
City 97.3. Accra.
Detailed news, unparalleled coverage. City News on 97.3 FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
It's 17:30 GMT. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Umaru Sanda Amadu, and tonight I'm here with
Eno Safo.
And coming up over the next 90 minutes, imprisoned Chinese national serving at the Nsawam prison escapes after allegedly feigning sickness and being carried to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital by prison wardens. Also coming up, Upper West tourism sector and indeed the whole of Ghana's tourism sector to suffer a huge blow as the owner of the popular Jirapa Dubai Hotel in Jirapa in the Upper West region is murdered in cold blood. The police have so far picked 7 persons in connection with the death. We'll be hearing from the regional minister on that. And later on Eyewitness News,
I still hold the position that whilst it is disheartening for journalists to be attacked violently, the unilateral resolve to black out or boycott is not the most productive reaction. We cannot fight impunity with impunity.
Ghana Journalists Association, GJA, and other media associations slam NMC chair, former editor of the Daily Graphic, Yabwedu Ayeboafo, for his position against the association, which has decided to blacklist some persons who assaulted media practitioners. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and many other stories on Eyewitness News. And in business,
Bank of Ghana assures of ensuring Ghana doesn't return to EU's list of countries involved in money laundering.
That's in 50 minutes from the Citi Business Desk. Eyewitness News is live across Ghana on a host of affiliate stations, including in the Northeast region on Eagle 94.1 FM in Wale Wale. In Upper West, we are on Westlink 88.1 FM in Laura. In Upper East, we are on Word 88.3 FM in Zwarungu. In the Northern region, we are on Dasuma 99.1 in Yendi. In Volta, we are on Akpini Radio 96.7 FM in Pando, as well as Heritage 107.3 FM in Hohwe. In Ashanti region, we are on Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. In Ahafo, we are on Hammers Radio 106.5 in Gosu. In Bono, we are on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani. In Western region, we are on Premier 100.5 FM, Beach 105.5 FM, and Sky Power 93.5 FM. All of them are based in Takrady. We are on YouTube, that's CityTube. We are on Facebook. We are interactive. You can join us using the WhatsApp platform 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. You can alternatively go on X, formerly known as Twitter, and drop your message. My handle is at Umaru Sanda. You can also send your message to at City973. Let's settle for details of our stories now, and it is coming through from the Upper West region. We are getting updates on the murder over the weekend. Enu.
The Ghana Police Service has arrested 2 more suspects in connection with the murder of the owner of the Royal Kosi Hill Hotel at Drapa in the Upper West region. This brings to 7 the number of persons arrested so far for their alleged involvement in the killing of the businessman. The late Eric Johnson was killed in the early hours of Sunday in the confines of his bedroom. The 2 persons arrested, according to a statement from the police service, are also workers of the hotel.
Let's go to the region now and speak to the regional minister, Dr. Hafiz bin Saleh. He's the Upper West Regional Minister. Doc, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, my brother.
How is your region receiving this news, and how huge a figure was this gentleman that we're talking about?
Well, we are all down. The region woke up to this unfortunate news that one of the pillars of our region had been murdered, and then it made all of us sad. The late Eric Johnson was a giant in the Upper West region because I don't know if you've been to the Upper West before, but if you visit the facility, then you will appreciate what I'm talking about. It's a huge facility that is comparable to any hotel facility in the country, and that is how huge Eric Johnson was. And because of the establishment of that facility, it enhanced tourism and business in the region. So for us, the people of the Upper West region, it's a huge blow. This incident has taken us decades back because we're beginning to locate our footsteps. But what has happened is very bad, very, very bad.
What information have you received so far in relation to the death of Eric Johnson?
Well, it's just what the lady read. That is what has come to the attention of the public. So that is what we are all relying on. It is our expectation that the police will do a good work so that we get to the bottom of this issue.
Now, you've mentioned Eric Johnson and the hotel that he has put up there for you. Indeed, that hotel has put your region on the map. But aside that, what other things was he known for?
Oh, no, he was a philanthropist. There is no sector that he has not touched. Donating to educational institutions, government institutions, because I know that some time ago he donated some items to the Ghana Police Service. He's a sports enthusiast, so many sports a huge personality in the Upper West region.
Now, I know that it's a private property, the business that he was running, but you would definitely have an interest. How do you reckon it can be maintained? And I'm referring to the hotel, so that the tourism that was associated with that, the boom that you were getting as a result of that hotel would continue even after his demise.
Well, it is something that we may have to delve into maybe after the police has done with its investigation, because I know next to nothing about the arrangement he had, whether he had a board of directors or I don't know. So it's after the police has come out with its investigation that we will find out. But we don't have to allow the business to collapse, because that would affect the fortunes of the Upper West region, and we can't live with that.
I see. Do we have any idea why he may have been killed? Any suspicions, any rumors or reports in the past?
No, per the position I hold, it will be dangerous for me to profile sectors. Let's just wait for the police to come out with its report.
Thank you for speaking to us, and our condolences to you and the whole region, indeed, and the whole country.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's Dr. Hafiz bin Saleh. He's the Upper West Regional Minister, speaking to us there about the death of Eric Johnson, who owns the Royal Cozy Hill Hotel in the Upper West region, popularly known as Jurapa, Dubai, because it's based in Jurapa in the Upper West region. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Adabraka in Accra. We are also live across the globe on citynewsroom.com. Let's move now to some other stories that we have been following for you. From Friday, there was a forum in the Ashanti region, at which forum there was a clash of ideas and a war of words between a former editor of the Daily Graphic newspaper, who now chairs the National Media Commission, Yao Buidu Ayeboafo, and the Ghana Journalists Association president, on the position that has been taken by the GJA and several other groups in relation to how they will be handling henceforth issues relating to attacks on journalists. In recent times, the Ghana Journalists Association has been blacklisting personalities who have been attacking journalists and asking media houses not to entertain same. The GJA, the NMC boss, though, is not particularly excited about that particular position. We'll be hearing from him in a bit, but let's get some reactions from Media Foundation for West Africa. The manager for freedom of expression at the foundation is Mohid Said.
I would think that the comments by the NMC chair are disappointing. Disappointing because we had expected the NMC to be at the forefront of the efforts to seek redress for the violations perpetrated against the journalists. If we didn't hear the NMC condemning the attacks on the journalists, we don't expect them to come and be critical of measures that other organizations within the media space have taken to ensure the protection of journalists.
So that's Mohid Said. He is the manager for freedom and expression at the Media Foundation for West Africa. Now let's listen to what Yao Buidu Ayeboafo said. He is the chairman of the National Media Commission. He was speaking at an election reporting workshop for journalists organized by the Ghana Journalists Association and the U.S. Embassy Ghana Elections 2024 project in Kumasi. He spoke on Friday.
Let me turn my attention to the recent puerile, vicious, and violent attacks on journalists for exercising their primary obligation of informing our people. This has resulted in the equally unilateral decision of the GJA in calling for a boycott or blackout on such people. Whilst the approach is popular, it is dysfunctional. Many years ago, I courted displeasure and contempt when the Ashanti Region chapter of the GJ issued such an order against the Vice Chancellor of KNUST, Professor Ellis Otu. As is usual with some of our journalists, my dissent was taken as being too known. I was taken to the cleaners and described in very pejorative ways as a turncoat, infenimo, treacherous, traitor against journalistic interests. I still hold the position that whilst it is disheartening for journalists to be attacked violently, the unilateral resolve to black out or boycott is not the most productive reaction. We cannot fight impunity with impunity. I will support any effort to ensure that justice is done against all such deviant acts rather than blackout or boycott. We must follow the rule of law and the due process. Condemning such acts is in order, but not the blackout or boycott. While the call for boycott or blackout may be popular, it may not be productive or functional to the public interest. Many journalists have lost their lives in the current Israeli-Hamas war. But while the international media have called for respect for international law safeguarding journalists, none has called for a boycott or blackout over Israel nor Hamas.
So that's Yao Boydwa Ebuafo. He's chairman of the National Media Commission. He was speaking in Kumasi on Friday. He's joining us on the line now. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Yeah, thank you, Moro.
It is a very good tool, or maybe the only tool that the GJA has now, which tool it has been deploying for a while. You are saying that it's a dysfunctional tool. Tell us more, please.
Yeah, the thing is that, boycotting or blackout is something that is not part of normal democratic culture. It is only when, everything possible through the rule of law has broken down that sometimes you may resort to impunity. And when I say impunity, it does not necessarily suggest that it is evil, but it is because you do it without recourse to hearing anybody in taking a decision, on the matter. My position is this, and this position I've held not today. It's not about Howard Kumsen or about Farouk. It's also about the Adult Traditional Council that the UGA said we should boycott, and in the end, it didn't happen. The point that we must all understand, the first point, which I did not want to elaborate, and I only said that it is dysfunctional, is the fact that the UGA cannot stop Citi FM from carrying a story that it wants to carry because they have boycotted a certain individual. The UGA doesn't have that authority. And so if Citi FM wants a certain story to be done, and because UGA says I don't cover this person, Citi FM is not obliged not to cover that person. And if you're a journalist working at Citi and they ask you to go and cover and you say you will not cover it, then you can conjecture what the consequences can be. That is the first thing. Now the second thing also is that, and you must also understand that I was addressing journalists on a specific theme. And the theme of that training workshop was journalists for peaceful discourse. And boycott can never be a peaceful means of resolving a matter. Because when there is understanding between individuals, nobody resorts to arbitrariness. And so that is my position on the matter. And I would not apologize to anybody for holding that position because that's my view. And I will not begrudge anybody from holding a contrary view. My position, and I posited it in my presentation, is that we must not be dismayed because there was something and we felt that there were impediments in our way. We must work together to ensure that those impediments are removed. And from henceforth, we demand justice. At least, I don't know, you were at the Accountability Forum. That was where the CID director came to give information on the cases. And we were told that for a number of cases, no formal report has been made. And so if nobody has reported anything, it is not everything that so moto you can pick it. Because there are certain legal circumstances that do not allow you to take up a certain course if that course has not been brought to you. And that is one of the things that we need also to take into consideration. And so my position is that the resort to blackout is not the most efficacious tool in dealing with the matter of violent attacks against journalists.
Is it not what you are saying amounting to you forcing journalists to report on their attacker? Are you saying that as a journalist, because you want to respect the rights of everybody or the Aldi Alterum rule, you should still report on your attacker?
When you report on somebody, are you doing a personal business or you are serving the interest of the family? Let me ask you, don't answer that me as Ayeboafo, I write a very defamatory commentary about a medical officer. And then the Ghana Medical Association goes to a meeting and decides that when I am sick, no doctor should treat me. How would the world feel about that? Because when you reduce it to your attacker, you are reducing it to the personal level. The journalist is not serving his or her own interest. The journalist is working for the good of the public. And that's why we are granted privileges. It is not because of ourselves. It is because of the services that we are rendering to society. And so because somebody attacked me, and let me tell you, I was beaten up at the Caladan Park in 1984 when there was a match between House of Oak and Accra House of Oak and Tamale Red Tamale United. When I left the field, because was I going to report about myself? I reported about what happened in the football match because that one was of a critical public interest. And before, I wrote to Graphic about the fact that I was assaulted. And so I have lived it and I have gone through it, and I'm not going to change my position on this position. And I don't begrudge anybody holding the contrary position. It doesn't matter what position that you may hold. You may see it as efficacious. I see it as non-efficacious. That does not render my position a nullity because of the position that you are holding. Because these are alternatives to resolving the matter.
I see. So you are from the school of thought that the journalist must never be the news, but only report the news. I crave
yes,
must not under any circumstance be the news, even if their skull is broken. They should still take the microphone to the one who broke their skull and speak to them and say, "Go ahead, talk."
No, I haven't said that. But the journalist does not resolve an attack on him or her by just saying it and leaving it there. The journalist must follow the due process of the law. If the journalist is attacked, he must report to where he has to report to. You do not sit down in your office and expect that there will be a solution to that problem. Nobody says that when you are attacked, don't mention it to anybody. But that must not be. That on the basis of that. And look, when you are dealing with an individual, you may think that it is very, very easy. What about if you are dealing with a public institution? Listen, the matter about the Ashanti Regional Chapter boycotting the Vice Chancellor of KNUST. And so, therefore, you have been sent to KNUST to report about a graduation ceremony. Now, the thing that the Vice Chancellor said, because you are boycotting him, you read nothing about it, and you focus on the fact that 1,900 people graduated. Have you been fair to the public? I mean, these are some of the things that must inform us in our deliberations. Nobody is saying that the journalist head must be on the chopping board all the time. That is not what anybody is saying. But my position is this, that when the journalist has suffered, there are rules. Otherwise, when people arrest a suspect, a criminal suspect, armed robber, whatever, then they should kill that person and not report to the police. Because everybody has an interest in some matter. And because it is concerned you. So I can ask you, because I have done something to the police, I have written something bad about the police. So when somebody is shooting me and there's a policeman there, he should not protect me. You should let me be killed because I have insulted the police. Please, look, this thing that we are talking, it's not just simplistic. Because when you say that these are absurd situations and therefore you need absurd solutions. Absurd solutions never resolve any matter in a permanent way.
Okay. Chairman, I crave your indulgence to speak to the president of the GJ who actually made this call to journalists, which call you are against. And I would be grateful if you can just stay in and listen to his position on this matter. Great. Mr. GJ President Albert Kwabena Jumfo, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. I was engaging the Mr. Yaboido Ebuafo. He was at your forum, and he said he disagreed completely with your position on blacklisting persons who attack media persons. And he has gone ahead to explain that you do not have to, for instance, as a medical association, say you are not going to treat a journalist simply because he wrote an article against a doctor or the medical profession. That is how he is equating, and that's how bad it is looking based on what you are preaching to your association members, he says.
Thank you, Umaru, your team for a good job done, and thank you for the brilliant questions you posed to him. And I'm surprised our senior brother or veteran journalist is speaking the way he's speaking. He attacked me on some platform saying that my position is an arrogant position, and I take exception to that. Anyway, let me just go straight to the matter. First of all, Maru, an attack on any journalist or an attack on the media is an attack on our democracy, and it should know. Now, we are not Ghana Medical Association. We are not Ghana Medical Association. They have their model of standing. We are the fourth estate of the realm. And for that matter, fourth arm of the state. And so, if we come and attack and the environment is contaminated, we are working within a contaminated environment or harmful environment, you are telling us that we should put our life on the line and still be saying to be discharging our duty in a harmful or a contaminated environment. Is that what our senior colleague is trying to say? We still stand by our position. Boycott is a peaceful and a civil democratic tool to exercise our displeasures, to exercise the way we are being treated. If he claimed he has made mention of a number of issues, but in his address, he did not even suggest functional measures we can do with this matter. All you could say is that we should follow the due process and we should let the system or the institutions that are responsible to work. And my brother, we have set time that number. That look, under this circumstance, under this case, we have exhausted the process. The process, and he's saying we don't need to be dealing with only the police, but we should do with NMC. What confidence have they reposed in the media? What confidence of the NMC, both in the media or in our members, who even have confidence that they can deal with matters like this? All they know is that when issues, politicians will report issues or affected persons will report issues of unprofessionalism or ethical conduct against journalists to them, and they will sit on it, come out with decisions asking journalists to go and apologize and do all sorts of things. For how many times have they dealt with issues of attack at NMC? They should come and tell us.
But he makes the case that, listen, the journalist must not be the news. He reminds us of how in 1984 he covered a football match at the Caladan Sports Stadium. He was attacked, but he did not focus on that. The attack on him was not the focus of his story. He filed his story first and later reported to his employers that this is what has happened to him. He says again, for instance, that we are seeing what is happening in Palestine, where dozens of journalists have been killed in the attacks that we witnessed. Indeed, I saw an Al Jazeera correspondent whose family was killed and yet was still reporting on what was happening. He's asking, have we seen journalists over there boycott Israel? They still report on Israel. So he's saying that is not the way.
I think that he's just comparing oranges to mangoes, and I think this comparison does not really work under our democratic dispensation. For us, I don't even want to dive into the Al Jazeera and other matters because there are issues of concerns. I am, by virtue of the fact that I'm the president, I'm a member of the IFJ representing Ghana, International Federation of Journalists, and I know the punitive measures that IFJ are taking in this regard. And I'm not here to speak on that matter. Maybe he's not privy to. If he wants me to walk him through that, I will do that. But I want him to know that first, what we are saying is that now in 1984, maybe by the grace of God, yes, because he was able to survive the attack, and if he had died like Ahmed Swale, would he have lived to tell the story? We need to live to tell the story, and because he survived, he was able to tell the story, and so that is how today's journalists and our media practitioners must also live to tell their story. So if you are living today and you are using as a testimony, we also want our colleagues who have been attacked today and have survived to also live to tell the story tomorrow. But we want to end this impunity against journalists. And in ending it, we believe that the best way to exercise our displeasure, the best way to let the system know that they have failed us, because the only, in fact, aside the civil remedy, the only institution that is responsible to take criminal remedies or criminal prosecution against these perpetrators is the police. And we have said it severally, that the processes, we went through all the processes, have forwarded all the evidence, and then maybe suspect pictures and others will lead to the police. And for now, the police have not invited or arrested anybody. And you are saying that we should sit, in fact, like he said, and he mentioned this on other platforms, that look, if I would think that this is a permanent, what his suggestion is really permanent or functional, a functional decision that would bring permanent solution to the cure. Like by now, I don't think that journalists will still be under attack and journalists will be assaulted. With the likes of Ayabuafo, who has held the position as general manager, graphic editor, like he said, former vice president under Gifta time. The only thing he could say is that when Asante, what is the name, the Master Cultural Council or the Asante Council decided to do something, and they went to them and start with them, and the issue was resolved. We have done the same. If you want us to do that comparison, about 2 years ago, we all saw what happened when the Kumasi Traditional Council, the Asante Council, directed the closure of Oyerepa FM or TV, which he told me is not going to speak on that matter because he has cautioned Oyerepa and then on several occasions. I spoke to him in person. We use the same diplomatic means to resolve the matter. We met with the Central Council. We met with the Kumasi Chief or hearing, and then the Asante Council to resolve the matter. And we are all in this country about 2 years ago. The same thing happened when Ada Central Council banned Radio Ada from reporting their festival. We did the same. Now, when it comes to attack on journalists, that has the tendency of taking the life of the said reporter or journalist. We don't take it for granted, and that we have said, we have given statistics that in the past 8 years, the average attack, when you look at the statistics, averagely every year, all journalists come under attack. Every year, 4 journalists come under attack. Eric Bob has still been a senior member of the GGE. Where has he been? Why hasn't he preferred or suggested these permanent solutions all this while? So he waited for the GGE to call or to direct our members and then our body. And not, sorry, this is not only a fight for the GGE. We have 3 other umbrella bodies who are in support of this position. And this is in collaboration, in partnership with the Media Foundation for West Africa. It is in partnership with the GIBA, in partnership with Media Foundation, what is the name? Printpack. So we are saying that if the disagreement should not only be with the DJ, should know that he's fighting all these umbrella bodies. Trying to tell us that our position is dysfunctional. We all haven't got the facts. We all haven't got what it takes to resolve this matter. He's the only one who has that knowledge, who has that ideas that will help us resolve. And he has been in the system for years. And those ideas have been in his head all this while. He has not made these ideas known in resolving this matter, and our people are still coming under attack. 4 journalists being attacked averagely every year. Just last year, between March and October, 9 journalists came under attack, assaulted. And we just started a year. We are in the second month of the new year, and already 2 journalists have been attacked. And we are there telling us that the position we have taken, we are still working, and we are ready to also assist the police or any institution that is mandated by the Constitution and law to what? To bring justice to this issue.
Okay.
So we have not only called or directed our people to blacklist or black out these MPs and then have gone to sleep. This is just one way some people will demonstrate. The journalists do not go on demonstration. Some people who want to how do I put it? They have a way. Everybody has a way of exercising its constitutional rights, and so we are saying that for under the current situation we find ourselves, and I still maintain the fact that it is abnormal situation because in the past we have this time has recorded high numbers of attacks as against the past he is referring to, and so in this abnormal situations, the abnormal position is that we will blacklist and black out anybody who attacks a journalist or media, because an attack on the media is an attack on our democracy.
Okay.
We don't want our democracy to suffer. And so, everyone should rather join us to fight this impunity and not to rather be fighting from the other side.
Okay.
He is one of us. We expect him to come home and let's sit down and we'll deal with this matter. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's DJ President Albert Kwabena Jumfo. Let me conclude with Mr. Ibuafo. He's still on the line. Grateful that you agreed to stay on the line. Maybe I would ask you to react first to some of the issues he's raised, and then I'll ask my final questions there.
Omar, see, the first thing, the arrogance that I said he's arrogant is established in the fact that he said that if I don't know about ISG 10, he's ready to teach me about those things. That is arrogance. Now, I don't have a problem with anybody dissenting with me. Why should he have a problem if I express the contrary opinion? I am a stupid individual because I don't follow his footsteps. I don't mimic people. I stand for myself. 2, why I said he's arrogant is the fact that they invited me. He said that he didn't receive the thing. I sent it to the lead of the project, Rebecca. He should find out. They came with whether I sent my copy to her before I came to Fumesa or I didn't send the thing to her. Because I was not supposed to send it to the president. I was supposed to send it to the address that sent the thing to me. Now, I sat down with him before I delivered my paper and after I delivered my paper. Why didn't he tell me some of the things? He only told me to disagree. Only for me to leave the event because I've already told them that I had another engagement. And then what worries me is his comment that because I have been given position in the government, I have turned my back against the GJA. Listen, and that is what offends me. And I'm scandalized about that statement because he's no more independent thinking than myself. He cannot say that he speaks for himself and I am a token of somebody. I am not a product, you know. So and the other thing that Jumfo needs to understand is that I am a bona fide member of the GJA. If at any point in time the GJA executive take a decision that is offensive to me, I am entitled to express that view. And if he's unable to tolerate that, then he should leave the office because he is there to serve the interests of the members. And he cannot suppress any member from expressing their views as to whether they agree or disagree with the position of the GJA executive. Because in taking those decisions, how many of us did they consult before they arrived at that decision? Did they organize any emergency general meeting for all of us to come and participate in the tent? Why should they think that only the executive, when they come out with a thought process, everybody who, either a member or not a member, must take it? If I were not a GJA member and I was just a lawyer serving on the National Media Commission, I may not be too keen about what happens within the GJA environment. But because I am a member, and not just a member, I'm a former vice president of the association. I care about what happens within that environment.
Okay,
and because
Mr. Chairman, the rule of the collective. You and I are members of the Ghana Journalists Association. You have been a leader of the association before. You took decisions for and on behalf of Ghanaian journalists. Yes. I'm not sure every decision you and Gifty Afenyedazi took at the time, and your executive block, you called a general meeting of journalists to decide. Let me just land with that question. Now, the second issue. Let me just develop my question. Okay. Now, they, as GJ executives, we elected them to lead us, and they have found that this is the best way to lead us. If you, a very prominent voice in the media space, breaks away, you are essentially breaking up your own association. Why didn't you speak to them in private and say to them that you disagree with this? Yes.
Is there any law? Is there any law which says that if I feel strongly about something, as a member of the GJA, if I feel strongly about anything that the GJA has done, not in secret but in public, I should go secretly and talk to somebody.
But you do know that if you go,
tell me the law which says that.
That's a law I referred to.
My views in the open.
That's a law I referred to, which is not a law strictly speaking, but is a law of collectives, where if a group takes a decision, that decision is binding on all members, and all members are obliged to support.
Listen to me. Even laws that are passed by the parliament of this country, where we have elected them to go, we oppose it. You don't hear about the part of the narcotics law that the Supreme Court struck down. Was it not a decision of the collective because Parliament represents us?
Yes, but Parliament or an MP did not go to court to say, I was not part or I disagree. It was an individual who went to court and took on the provision and had that provision scrapped or removed. So now, but what it's almost as if we are a pack of dogs going to hunt. You have elected to be with the rabbits and not be with the dogs. That's the position it is looking like.
If I choose, listen to me. If I am part of and they take a certain decision that I don't agree with, are you suggesting that I should follow them because that is the decision that they have taken, that I have no right to make a comment, to express my views about that? For heaven's sake, what kind of society would that be? Where individuals, once their leaders take a position, can never make their views known about that position. That would be a jungle, not in a civilized environment. Listen, I am a member. I am a member of the GJA. The GJA has taken a decision. Now, the GJA has invited me, and listen very well. The GJA has invited me to address a training program that is intended to appeal to the journalists to use peaceful means in their dealings with the public. The subject matter was journalists for peaceful discourse. Now, what more better opportunity for me than to tell them that, look here, this is the position that our executive took on this matter. But in my view, I think that it is not the best decision that they took. And that if we want to fight, we must make sure that we fight to the end in an application of the rule of law. Okay. And you are telling me that because of collective. Which collective?
Mr. Chairman,
is there anything like collective that nobody can make a comment?
Mr. Chairman,
and leaders must do whatever pleases them.
Finally, as a journalist, you can use the platform of the NMC. You can go to the court. Because of criminal libel, which has been repealed, you don't have to go to the police now. But if there's an assault on you, which is a criminal offense, you can report to the police. So a journalist you are advising should go through these processes first. Now tell me how useful the GJA would be to journalists then in the midst of attacks on journalists. If journalists can individually do these things, what would be the use of the GJA, and what would you rather the GJA did?
You see, what I said is that the GJA can condemn such attacks.
So just issue a statement and end it there?
No. And encourage those individuals to go through the process. Because you see, when it is a criminal matter, it is against a certain individual. You, Omar, you cannot go to court and make a complaint for that journalist who was assaulted probably at the Howard Compton place. You cannot. It is only he. So what the GJA has to do is to leave this individual to go and lodge the complaint. And I'm saying that there are two aspects of the matter. The first one is about freedom of expression, and the second one is a criminal thing. The police cannot deal with free expression matter. The police can only deal with a criminal matter. The National Media Commission has this center, the mechanism for the safety of journalists. And therefore, the expectation is that the minimum that anybody can do is to report to the National Media Commission. Now when people say that, the commission has this and that, how long did it take for the Major Mahama criminal case to be concluded? The Afoko matter in the Upper East region, how long has it taken? Is that the reason why people should take the law into their own hands and decide otherwise rather than to follow the law? I mean, please, listen, if I say something to you that you don't like, you have the right to respond to me. But I'm saying that I am not. My problem is not about the fact that GJA is unhappy about what I have said. Because I'm not supposed to please anybody at GJA. I'm supposed to do what I think is justified in my sight. But when the GJA president uses a public platform to say that because I have been given government position, I have turned against the GJA, I'm saying that because what position has government given me? Yes,
NMC chairman
nominated me to go to the National Media Commission. That is not because the president nominated me. That's why I am the chairman of the commission. And if anybody who wants to find out, I am the first person ever to be nominated by a president who has been so elected as chairman. And so it is not the question that government has given me position.
Okay.
Is any one of them there, including Jofo, more independent than me, that I have sold my conscience because I have been given a position by the government? I'm talking. And if you listen to me, that is my problem. And not the question about whether they like the idea or if they say they don't like the idea. I can't say anything about it because it is not intended that what I say is what they follow.
Okay.
But when you describe me in very dysfunctional ways, because I have expressed an opinion that you don't like, then I have a problem because that is not democracy. Democracy, that is sycophancy. If you want to listen to only the things that you want to hear, you are a sycophant. A Democrat is a person who is able to tolerate views that they hate without being offended.
Okay.
But to state their case that, look, I still do not agree with you. That is the essence of democracy. And not to call people names because they are not bootlicking you, because they are not following you, because they are not mimicking you, because they are asserting themselves. That is not democracy.
Finally, sir, if in 1984, after those people beat you up at the Caladam Stadium, they met you a few hours later and told you to interview them because they had some issues they wanted to put across, would you have granted them that interview and written the story for them?
No, but listen, Imoro, sometimes, when sometimes we distort the issues because in the first place, the Howard Commission matter, we are told it was at the vetting of the candidate. Who organized that function? Was it Howard Commission who organized that function? The Farouk, this thing that we are talking about, it was at the election. Was it Farouk who organized the election process? Was it not? So, why are we not looking for those? Because I did not ignore the RCU executives when they wanted to speak to me afterwards. Because I cannot in any way conclude that it was the executive who directed those miscreants to come and beat me, and for which reason I should direct my anger against the executive.
No, I'm asking specifically about those who beat you up. If they had come, you would have gone ahead to grant them a platform.
What would have been the reason for them to come?
If they said they had an issue that they wanted you to put across for them, you would have done that.
No, but listen to me. Assuming that any of them had public responsibility, right? And they were in public office. They're not strictly social private individuals.
Mr. Chairman, do you understand what happened? Do you understand what happened in Yendi to my colleague Aminu Mohammed Alabira? He said to us that it was a member of parliament who physically beat him up and also invited his thugs to beat him up. That is the case that the police is currently investigating. It was not the NPP that organized the election that beat our correspondent up. It was not the Electoral Commission that was organizing. It was just let me just land. He said it was a MP who beat him up. So that's why I'm asking you specifically. If the people who beat you up directly ask you to give them audience and publish their story, regardless of what story it is, would you go ahead and do it? That's all I just want to know so we can end, sir.
No, if they gave me the reason why they came to beat me, assuming that they came to tell me why they beat me, why would I? Yes, I will listen to them. I will tell them my peace of mind, but that will not be. I will still listen to them, and if whatever listen, I will put it in the public domain so that the public will be better judges of whatever development has taken place. My interest is not about this. I'm saying that if Farouk physically assaulted Alabira, Farouk should be reported to the police.
Yes, that has happened.
Listen to me. I'm saying that beyond that, we all as Ghanaian media people, we all as Ghanaian journalists have a responsibility to do whatever we can do within the law to ensure that Farouk does not go away a free person. This blacking him out and not publishing anything about him, will that resolve the matter?
Finally, is this position of yours a personal one or an NMC position?
See, you know why you reduce things to this nature?
Many people keep sending messages asking me that to ask you. So I just wanted to know so we can move on.
Listen, I said that if you want to find out, get a copy of my presentation and see whether I said NMC or I said I. It was my personal position. And that is the reason why I made references to what happened in the past.
Very well.
What has NMC got to do with what happened to me in 1984? Is it because I'm chairman of the NMC, so it becomes an NMC issue?
Very well.
What happened to me when the Ashanti Regional GJA said that the Vice Chancellor of KNSC should not be covered? And I said that was not a good decision. What has that got to do with the NMC? Why should NMC be involved in that?
Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to us. That's Yaboido Ayeboafo. He's a former vice president of the Ghana Journalists Association. He's now chairman of the National Media Commission, and his position is that the GJA's decision, and GJ and 3 other associations, to boycott persons who attacked or believed to have attacked media persons, he believes that's a dysfunctional position and an unproductive one. You also heard earlier from Albert Jumfo, the president of the GJA. This Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. When we come back, the prison officers at Nsawam are looking for a man who is of Chinese nationality who apparently feigned illness, that's the information we are picking up, was taken to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital and absconded.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
The wait is over. It's the Clash of Titans. The Total Energies African Cup of Nations Côte d'Ivoire 2023 is here. And as part of this year's competition, all Total Energy service stations will go into 100% football mode. So drive to selected service stations and kickstart your year with lots of amazing giveaways. So starting Sunday 14th January, when you buy fuel or lubricants on selected match days from selected Total Energy service stations, you instantly win amazing branded souvenirs. Let's celebrate the passion of football together and win lots of gifts during the 2023 Total Energies African Cup of Nations. Remember, promo is valid while stocks last. Visit our social media pages Total Energies GH for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Let's live football together.
Media Sambisanda Moa. It's your Rotio, Mumu Panet, Mufin, Podompe, Mumana Yakono. Eh, Quabna. No Mumu wants to be just my memory in that day. And the crew, complete moving on Podompe, so you super accident ever. I didn't have been to Braille. Who see it in the mobile, some man out what in it. Sir, I now could you soon use super accident Chaco. Never did a mouse, we are pretty fit of that. No, what you ask you, my mother feel you. Kojo, sir. Yeah. Pepsodent Eba and a Pepsodent Charcoal. A idea. You're gonna natural.
FDIJ Jadian Katuyatu.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Umaru Sandamadu here with Eno Safo. Before we go for the latest in the world of business, news we're receiving from the Nsawam prison, Nsawam medium security prison, is that a gentleman known as Huang Xiao was arrested, tried, and jailed to 1 year imprisonment in the Nsawam medium security prison. He has escaped from prison custody. We understand he was taken to the hospital, that's a Kolebu teaching hospital, for treatment. He was arrested at Tema, that was before he was jailed, and was taken to the Nsawam medium security prison. He is also standing trial for other serious offenses. Now, he was taken to the Kolebu teaching hospital for treatment, and we are told he escaped. We understand also that the prison officers or the prison service is currently investigating the officers who were in charge of this gentleman before his escape. Meanwhile, his photograph is being circulated in WhatsApp groups that are operated and run by a number of prison officers, where they are asking for anyone who has seen him anywhere to report. We've called up the prison service public relations department. They've said to us that they are preparing a communication that they would be sharing with the public. But for now, Wang Xiaoyong is on a wanted list, having escaped from prison. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We return with business news and then Point Blank. Please stay with us.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
The wait is over. It's the Clash of Titans. The Total Energies African Cup of Nations Côte d'Ivoire 2023 is here. And as part of this year's competition, all Total Energy service stations will go into 100% football mode. So drive to selected service stations and kickstart your year with lots of amazing giveaways. So starting Sunday 14th January, when you buy fuel or lubricants on selected match days from selected Total Energy service stations, you instantly win amazing branded souvenirs. Let's celebrate the passion of football together and win lots of gifts during the 2023 Total Energies African Cup of Nations. Remember, promo is valid while stocks last. Visit our social media pages Total Energies GH for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Let's live football together.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. City Business News. Be informed.
Time now for City Business News on Eyewitness News, brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan, make that big move and dream a reality. My name is Eno Safo. Let's settle for the details of our stories. Financial sector players have assured to address major gaps in the ecosystem so that Ghana does not return to the EU's list of high-risk money laundering and terrorism financing countries. Ghana was added to the EU's grey list in 2020, but was removed 2 years later due to its commitment to the regime's action plan to combat financial crimes. To this end, stakeholders have begun a pre-assessment workshop to prepare Ghana for the third round of mutual evaluation in 2025. As a result, the Bank of Ghana has pledged to tighten the country's regulatory framework to combat money laundering and terrorism financing. Second Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Elsie Adoawazi, has been speaking at the opening of the second National Risk Assessment on Money Laundering, Terrorism Financing and Proliferation of Weapons of Mass Destruction in Accra.
After all of the reforms we put in place from 2018, 2019, 2020, that got us off all the adverse listings. Where are we today? The economy has moved on. The way in which we do business in Ghana has moved on. The risks that surround us in the sub-region have increased. The geopolitical risks around the world, as you know, have increased. Where does that leave Ghana? And does our framework, do all the reforms we set out still hold? Are they still strong enough to address the risks that we face today and that we'll be facing into the foreseeable future? What else do we need to do? Are the reforms we put in place working well? Are they effective? Because it is not just a matter of checking off the boxes, it's also a matter of how effective are these reforms. Let me pledge on behalf of Governor Addison that the Bank of Ghana, as a guardian of Ghana's monetary system, remains committed to playing its part to ensuring that this NRA is started and completed successfully, and indeed that we're ready to face the third round mutual evaluation exercise.
Elsie Aduawazi is second deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana. President of the Association of Ghana Industries, Dr. Humphrey Ayim Dake, has emphasized the need for a shift towards commercial farming to bring about significant structural reforms in the agricultural sector. According to Dr. Ayim Dake, despite the efforts invested in supporting peasant and small-scale farming over the years, the cumulative impact has not been substantial enough to elevate the country's economic balance. To achieve meaningful progress, he urged the government to redirect its focus and intensify funding towards commercial farming initiatives.
As much as over the years, a lot of effort has been put into peasant farming support, small-scale farming support, the total aggregate is not too significant to tilt the balance of payment and bring about significant structural reform. For this to happen, you need to go into commercial farming, very visible and supported commercial farming. And we gave an example of what government seeks to do under the Obatampa project called the Enclave Project. And therefore, government should intensify and deploy funds to do commercial farming in a significant proportion.
That was the president of the Association of Ghana Industries, Dr. Humphrey Ayim Dake. The government has emphasized its dedication to fostering a dynamic business environment at the port by embracing technology. Deputy Minister for Transport Hassan Tampuli highlighted that this initiative aims to mitigate the costs associated with conducting business at the ports. The Deputy Minister spoke at the third annual general meeting of the Association of Customs House Agents, Ghana, in Tema.
One of such government initiatives was the establishment of the paperless port system, which are in reality the full implementation of digitalized business and commerce platform. Investment in technology is globally recognized as it is seamlessly integrated with all port stakeholders, resulting in the seamless and highly efficient customs clearance and cargo delivery process. The benefit of these efforts are evident in the increased revenue generated by the Customs Division of GRA, with the bulk of the total customs collection attributed to the Port of Tema. This not only means a significant boost to our national revenue, but also underlines the efficiency and effectiveness of these revenue collecting platforms. We should not lose sight of the fact that investment in technology and constant maintenance and upgrade of our technology system are key to the competitiveness of our port.
That was the Deputy Minister for Transport, Hassan Tampuli. The Deputy Marketing and Corporate Affairs Manager at the Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority, Nana Isi Soderberg, who spoke on behalf of the Director General of GPHA, Michael Laguje, called for strategic partnerships and collaboration, which are critical to building business resilience.
Indeed, partnered efforts and collaboration enable benefits such as integrated development across the port's logistics and clearance chain. It enables potential cost reduction, which everybody needs, through the alignment of our operations and our goals. It also enables critical and constructive feedback for improvement of our mutual activities. It provides a platform for a focused voice and vision where we can together work to implement these things. It also gives us robust communication channels amongst many other benefits.
That was the Deputy Marketing and Corporate Affairs Manager at the Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority, Nana Esi Soderberg. Just before we go, the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana is demanding clear-cut timelines for the fulfillment of Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia's promises to the business community. The Vice President, in a recent address outlining his vision, announced a friendly tax regime and indicated a new policy aligning duties and charges at the Tema Port with those at Lome Port. In an interview with Citi Business News, Executive Secretary of the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, Samson Asakia Wingobit, demanded further clarity on the intended policy.
If he says he will reduce it, is good. Again, making us we in Togo to be a par is what I am thinking. I'm thinking because I do not know we are using cities. Togo is using CFA. We are paying duty at the port. Togo is a duty-free. Is he now going to make it duty-free? Is he now going to give us, say that our city will no longer depreciate? Because I know, because of the challenge that Ghanaian importers are having is we can't make projections. You can't plan because of the fluctuation of the city. And even as we speak, with the $600 million in town, with the $800 million from Cocoa Syndicated Loan, with the $300 million from the World Bank, yet the city, $1 still go for 12 cities and over. And so if the Vice President speak like this, and we just say, okay, on the face value is good, is lofty, we embrace it, and do not ask questions. Then tomorrow he comes to the President and say, city, because of the city fluctuation, what are we going to say? We have nothing at hand to show or to defend ourselves. But if you have any social contract with, maybe if you come president, we cannot take him to court. We can take the government to court. We can go to court to summon the Attorney General.
Samson Asakia Wingobit is Executive Secretary of the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana. That's all for City Business News on Eyewitness News. The business news on Eyewitness News is brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan, make that big move and dream a reality. My name is Enu Safo. Up next is Point Blank.
Hello, Linda. You won't believe what I am planning next. I want to start my postgraduate degree, buy a car, and build my dream home. But you know what's stopping me?
What's that, Mike?
Money, oh. That be my biggest wahala.
Oh, you are sorted, Cry. With a GCB Big Move personal loan promo, you can borrow up to a whopping 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours.
Like, seriously? How do I qualify?
Yes, it's available to all GCB salary account holders. Plus, you get a 2-month grace period before you start to pay back.
Susket, I'm opening an account with GCB now.
Get a personal loan of up to 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours. Call 0800-422-422 or visit your nearest GCB branch today to fund your next big move as we celebrate 70 years of greatness. T's and C's apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
City TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on channel 363. On GoTV, we're on channel 117, and on HD+, get us on channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search, but take note that without an antenna, you cannot access City TV. City TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and HD+ boxes. City TV, it's your world.
Do you care enough about your business? Then it's time to make a transition to renewable energy and energy efficiency solutions. Visit the AGI Energy Service Center and talk to us. AGI ESC cares about business growth. That is why we're here to assist industries cut production costs through energy savings. We provide you with solar feasibility studies, energy audits, energy efficiency trainings, and financial advisory services. Visit agiesc.com for more information or call us on 0507 977 902, an initiative of the Association of Ghana Industries in partnership with the German Development Corporation, implemented by GIZ.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Eyewitness News. My name is Umaru Sandamado. Tonight on Point Blank, there's a running story that we are following up for you on. There's a case of a Chinese national who escaped prison, then one medium security prisons. We'll be hearing from the prison officers or officials in a bit. Also, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is on a hunt for a running mate. Number of people throwing their names in the ring, and there's lobbying and jostling for that position. Tonight, Bernard Avle will be doing an editorial on Point of View on Citi TV on all the persons who want to be running mate and those who are being pushed and those who are pushing themselves. You want to catch that? We'll do an interview with the youth group of the NPP, which has taken position with Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, also known as Napo, the MP for Minsha South. So before we go to the prison's office, let's speak to Jay Hyde. Jay Hyde is Deputy National Youth Organizer of the New Patriotic Party. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Good evening, Sander.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Greetings to your cherished listeners.
Great. Now, we understand you are a full Napo supporter. You are saying that Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh must be the running mate. Last week, I had the MP for the former, the Honorable Eko Vincent Safwa here. He said to me that the whole of Ashanti region was angling for Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh to become the running mate. Is that where you took your cue from, or there's something else that is informing your decision to support Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh for running mate?
Well, thank you very much, Sander. So, like you rightly said, myself and a number of the youth of the party have thrown their weight behind the candidature of Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh for vice president. This position is informed based on what we have seen him do for the party and for our government, and also how his name resonates to the masses within our party's front. It is trite knowledge that breaking the eight is not going to be an easy agenda. I'm a national officer. I've been across the country. I've heard, I have listened, and I've seen. And from what I see, I believe that the cry of our party's base is that we want somebody like Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh to partner the vice president in order to bring us the victory we are seeking. I say so also because we've seen this man handle the position of the education minister during our first term. Under his leadership of the education ministry, he delivered a major policy going into the 2016 election, which is the free SHS. He didn't just deliver, especially for an initiative which was coming for the first time. Normally we'll have all the challenges that we find with it. But we've heard him on several platforms asking the question, whose child should be left behind? And so as leadership will always have it. When you are faced with challenges, you bring out initiatives that solve the problem. And that is where we saw Double Track. Double Track sought to expand the facilities and make sure that nobody was left behind. This is a brilliant initiative. Even the leadership of the Ashesi University have also come to endorse. Beyond that also came the Get Fund Securitization, an initiative that sought to expand facilities across the country. Over 2,000 facilities sprang across the country just so we can accommodate the FX numbers. In all these instances, you are providing jobs for the ordinary person. In all these instances, you needed to expand and make sure that you are employing more teachers. This was also providing employment for a number of our youth. Then, of course, you also go to party relations. You can do an opinion poll across the country to ask our party base who's been the most supportive of their cause, and they will tell you that Honorable Dr. Opoku Prempeh stands tall. And this is somebody they can relate with. This is somebody they can identify with and say that, you know what, if we go out there and we work hard for our party, our efforts will be recognized. For us as a youth, we believe that 2024 is a must election. And whatever it takes, we are going to put in our all to make sure we win it. But we also need the right people to lead us. We have gone through the first hurdle by making sure that we have the vice president. And we believe that having Dr. Opoku Prempeh will not just see us surpassing the mark of the 1.7 million we had in the Ashanti region, but perhaps we could break the barrier of 2 million and equally consolidate against another regions. And hopefully victory will be ours.
You talk about free SHS as a success, but it's also a baggage that he carries, that it is under the free SHS that we are seeing students running the shift system, which shift system was supposed to have been ended many years ago, but which system still continues or persists. We've seen people go to school where they do not have furniture, they do not have beds to sleep on. We have seen so many other challenges where headmasters have tried to rectify that, which headmasters have been dismissed. We've also seen a free SHS where students come home on vacation for 3 months or 4 months. That is a baggage that he is going to carry. You actually think that free SHS is so successful that it's going to be A ratings for him because he's a sector minister? Are you not considering the other side where he, being the first minister for free SHS, could have fixed the problems that we are witnessing now, which were teething problems that are still there?
Well, I mean, Umar, I'm surprised you dubbed free SHS as a baggage. As a matter of fact, I'm a former president of the National Union of Ghana Students. And in 2020, I served with Honorable Dr. Opoku Prempeh. Our mantra is that education is a right, not a privilege. And I believe that majority of Ghanaians fall within this bracket where education is a privilege for them. And for that matter, anybody who steps forward to make sure that the average Ghanaian gets to sit in the classroom, we are all for it. Everybody understands that, yes, we launched free SHS at the time when we needed it, but we didn't have what the means in place. And somebody stepped out there. I mean, I kid you not, if somebody will sit back and say that this is a baggage, in actual fact, we shall go into this 2024 election again, touting on the successes of this administration, of which free SHS cannot be taken out. Then again, we talk about the number of people who have been beneficiaries of this particular initiative, of which Dr. Opoku Prempeh has led this initiative brilliantly. Each and every year, thousands of people. I remember at the time in 2020, we were doing about 33% of Ghanaian students going through these brackets of making sure that they go through the senior high school system. All these people will get to the ballot box remembering the efforts of an individual who, despite the challenges we face as a country, stood with them and said that when the opposition was saying that free SHS was not possible, when they were saying that free SHS was 419, we saw them on the street and everything. Somebody stood out there and held their neck high and said that, you know what, we are going to make sure that every Ghanaian gets to go into the classroom. And maybe people have not thought about it. Free SHS is not just an initiative that is making sure that people go to the classroom. But if you are seeking to build industries, you need to have a population base that has a certain standard of, education and capacity. And that is where Citi comes in. Then again, this man appears, and he's the man who championed the initiative of making sure that TVET is part of academic curricula and it's been made free. So in the next 10 years, you are going to have a population base or a youthful population that has a certain capacity in terms of handicap, that is able to man the industries we are pushing for, that is able to fit into the digitalization drive that we are all seeking to achieve. And so the name Dr. Machopoku Pempe is not just, we calling for somebody to just come in, but somebody we know has something to show for his work. The Ghanaian people are tired of the perception they have about politicians that, they always come back and come and sweet talk us. But this is a man who has demonstrated capacity in good and decisive. I've seen a number of times we've gone into meetings where people will beat about the bush and the person says, no, we are going to do this thing, and the job gets done.
Okay.
This is the kind of leadership Ghana is crying.
Let's talk about expansion in the education sector. How many classroom blocks did he supervise to be executed since he became minister for that sector for 4 years?
As at 2020, I know Get Fund had a number of projects amounting over 1,995. In between that period, a number of them have been completed. You can go to Takwa and Swayam, Takwa Senior High School, and you knew of the, girls' dormitory that was constructed. You go to a number of, Preset Legon, all across the country. Because of free SHS, a number of buildings were put up just to make sure that we can accommodate the students, the excess numbers that were coming in. So indeed, Dr. Machopoku Pempe's leadership has seen us make sure that we expanded the number of academic infrastructure.
Okay. Let's talk about the energy sector where he's heading now. What is a major policy that is attributable to him? Free SHS was an Akufo-Addo agenda he was put in there to implement. What new or innovative thing did he bring to the energy sector that is worth celebrating?
Well, you know that we came in at a time where we were suffering doomsaw. The second term of our administration, then again, there were issues about paying for the excess power that we've had with the independent power producers. Under this man's leadership, we've seen the number of renegotiation of power purchase agreements with some of these partners, and that is meant to free us the pressure that the excess power payments have brought onto us. In between this period, there have been a number of obsolete substations, which under the leadership of Dr. Machopoku Pempe, we've constructed one around the Graphic Road, opposite the Graphic office over there. Of course, there was also the Kaswa substation that equally had a number of expansions. All these things are meant to make sure that the efforts or the generation capacity, the losses that we are having in there is reduced. And that is thankfully to this man. If you remember, he coined this phrase that we call Doom CC. And it is, an effort to make sure that the NDC's propaganda that was seeking to say that, hey, Doomso is coming back, it's actually not the case. But rather, this is meant to ensure that we have reliable power. And all this can be attributed to the efforts of this man.
Let's talk about his personality. You are, trying to rely on his strength in the Ashanti region. What really is his strength in the Ashanti region? Is he the biggest power block in that region? If we're talking about the most influential politician from Ashanti, would his name be at the top? And why would that be if that's the case?
That is an undeniable fact. If you look across the Ashanti region, and in all this is my assessment of the situation. I believe that Asante has produced Ghana some of the most fantastic, and especially within my party, as the biggest block of my party, some of the most wonderful people have come from the Ashanti region. The likes of Honorable Joe Wise, the likes of the Deputy Finance Minister, Mr. John Kuma, Dr. John Kuma, and many others. But if you look at Napo's personality and his candidature or his standing within the region, we can look at it from different angles. We can look at the ordinary party people. We can look at the foot soldiers of the party. We can equally look at the market women. And then, of course, the role of Menshia. This is a man who is coming from the heart of the NTB, the Ashanti region. And then, of course, the traditional setting. Napo is from Apejafi. And I'm very much aware, that NPP came from the Menshia because the Malfoy Zako used to be the chief linguist of the Ashanti chiefdom. Beyond that, this has also been somebody who has, over the time, provided funding and support. I can't count the number of people whose education has been financed on Napo's coffers as a support to the party's base. Education is something he doesn't take for granted. And then, of course, the Janka, if I say Janka, I'm talking about people without parents. His effort to make sure that everybody gets a certain capacity in order to be relevant in society cannot be underestimated. It goes beyond Menshia, across the length and breadth, all the way towards the Asim border, towards the central region. If you go to Hafwa North, if you go to Offenso, if you go to Afam Plains, this is a man whose name resonates with the party. And so I say this very sure and aware of the cry that I have gone onto the grounds as a national officer. Maybe my opinion may not be so much okay with some people, but the reality is staring us in the face. And for us as a youth, I believe that that's the way to go. And this is the man who is the partner, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, can give us the desired victory we are all looking for.
Okay, you're a national officer of the party. Are you doing this on behalf of your executive? Have you got clearance to support somebody in this contest?
No. I mean, like I said, I'm a former Looks president. I equally lead a biz. I equally lead.
Yeah, but currently you are a deputy youth organizer. So I just want to know: is this a position of the youth wing of the NPP, or this is your personal position?
The opinion of the youth wing is handled by my boss, the national youth organizer, Honorable Salah Mustafa. This is an opinion I shared based on my listening, my seeing, and what I have come to witness on the ground.
Are you allowed as national executive to take positions like this one?
Well, I mean, we belong to a democratic party. I mean, I am not aware of anything that bars me from speaking or sharing my opinion about a situation like that. Ultimate responsibility lies in the hands of the Vice President to determine who he wants to vice him. But we are not barred from sharing an opinion as to who we believe will best pair him.
It's good you make that point that he is the one who decides who partners him. Are you not, by what you are doing, frustrating him and stressing him and not helping him to come up with a decision on his own, essentially pushing someone onto his ticket? Why don't you allow him to choose his own running mate?
Not at all. I mean, the Vice President has the support of everybody in order to give us the best person to partner him. But that notwithstanding, we equally have to look around and share our perspectives as to who we think is doing well, who best can give us the victory. For us as a people, what we want is victory and ensuring that breaking the hate happens. And so for that matter, sharing an opinion that could as well, probably bring perspectives that others are not paid attention to. I don't think that is in the wrong direction.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, Jihad. He is Deputy National Youth Organizer of the NPP. We are on the point of view tonight on Citi TV with Bernard Kokwavle. You want to stay tuned in and watch that at 9 p.m. Now, let's talk about the prison service. Earlier on Eyewitness News, I brought you a story of one Chinese national who we are told that ran away from the Nsawam prisons. Superintendent Adamu Latif Abdo is the Chief Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Prison Service. He's joining us on the line. Superintendent, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. This information we are receiving, can you confirm it, please?
Yes, thank you very much. It is indeed true that an incident like that has come to the attention of the service. We can confirm that, yes, an escape has happened at Kwalebu Teaching Hospital, where an inmate, Chinese to be specific, who was sent there to access medical care, unfortunately escaped from lawful custody. Yes.
We earlier heard there was 2 persons who escaped. Can you confirm the number?
No, it's one.
It's one. Do you have the details of this person?
Yes, we do have some details of this of the person, the escapee, if I may put it that way. But as it stands now, the issue is seriously under investigation. We've mounted a strategy to search and, if possible, recapture. And because of that, we wouldn't want to go into details of his criminal, more or less.
Do you want the public to help you find this person?
Of course.
Okay, then what's his name?
Okay, so his name, as we published, is One Show.
I see. What was his crime? What was he serving a jail sentence? Was he on remand? What nature of custody was he in?
He was actually a convict, serving a 1-year jail term. Yes.
Okay. We also told that he was standing trial for other offenses.
Well, that I prefer to be silent on that.
It will be a public record if he is standing trial in any public court. So it shouldn't be a big deal if it is. You should be able to share that with us.
Yes, that's like I said. What we want the public to know now, as I told you, the case is still under investigation. We are investigating around all these issues to really ascertain what actually happened and how best the issue can be managed.
Okay. How come your customer or client who you're supposed to keep in Sawam was found in Kolebu in Accra? What was he doing here?
Yeah, he was accessing medical care. And what actually happens is that in Sawam we have a hospital that has attained the status of a district hospital. So when inmates report sick, so that's the first point of call where they are giving some kind of medical care. But in situations where the issues they present perhaps need more specialized attention, then those inmates are then transferred to other hospitals like Kolebu, the police hospital, etc., etc. So the inmates in question actually happen to have been on transfer to Kolebu to seek further medical attention.
What kind of sickness was it or ailment was it that necessitated he being transferred to Kolebu?
Well, I would say it was a dental problem, if I may put it that way.
Dental?
But, yeah, problem. But, medical issues are a bit confidential and cannot be shared. Yeah, so permit me to speak on that.
Okay. Was he weak?
Well, like I said, the issue is still under investigation, and our investigation will actually bring to light some of these issues that actually necessitated, or perhaps yes.
When you take inmates to the hospital, do you cuff them or you put people on standby to watch them? How was your modus operandi?
Yes, when an inmate is sent to the hospital, based on the security risk classification placed on the inmate, the necessary security arrangements are made. Some are put in handcuffs. Yes, even at the time of seeking the medical attention, depending on the risk that is placed on the person.
What was the situation this particular inmate was in? Was he having a guard watching him at the door, or he had cuffs on him? Or what was the situation?
Yes, guards were deployed, officers were deployed to supervise, provide security, to ensure that he's escorted to the hospital and back to the facility safely. But unfortunately, this happened. So that is why the investigation is very necessary to really establish how it happened and the factors that actually caused it.
Did the officer say to you preliminarily why and how this gentleman ran away while they were supposed to be there to prevent that from happening?
Yes, I think those are the issues we are trying to establish through the investigation. Yes.
What's happening to the officers who were with them at the time? Have you interdicted anybody? Have you taken any action immediately?
Yes, like I said, the issue is still being investigated. All those officers related to this issue are seriously under interrogation to establish what actually happened, and the necessary sanctions will be brought to those who found culpable.
When did this happen?
The incident actually took place on Wednesday, if my memory serves me right, yes, on the 7th of February.
So it's almost a week now, and you still haven't found this Chinese national. Are you sure you'll find him?
Yes, because we've gotten a lot of leads that is proven to be successful in what we are doing.
Is he still in Ghana? Do you know?
Well, that's like I said, I wouldn't want to make that public because our officers are on the ground. Other security agencies are collaborating effectively, and things are really working out. We hope to bring him back to our facility.
All right, thank you for speaking to us, sir.
Thank you too for giving us a platform.
That's Superintendent Adamu Latif Abdo. He is the Chief Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Prison Service, and the news is that one inmate at the Nsawam prison has escaped. He's a Chinese national. He was brought to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital to receive medical attention. He had dental issues that had to be dealt with. And while prison officers or prison wardens were there to keep guard, he disappeared on them. That's it for Eyewitness News tonight. My name is Umaru Sandamado. I did this with Eno Safo. Production by Kobna Wilson, Bevelyn London, and Sami Uyafi. Technical support from Daniel Squashi. New media support from Daniel Apugre Anyoriga. Up next is the City Sports team to bring you an EPL game between Crystal Palace and Chelsea. That's happening at 8 p.m. They'll be here for pretty much analysis and discussions. Stay with us. Good night.